Hello,
Hey!
what are you doing?
Well, we're trying to finish this thing here.
Yep.
So, we didn't film this morning, but what we did this morning is we finished building this box here. And, and then we brought the tank out from over there and we put it in here. And originally, I was going to add a piece of metal here to put some bolts in here and stuff. But then I decided, no, I'm going to weld this thing in here. Because here in the bottom, I'm going to put 4 bolts to hang on to the floor, right? And then here it's going to have a top, because up here it's going to have a compartment. So I think we'll just put it in here. If we for some reason need to take it off, we take off these 4 bolts and we take out the whole thing with this attached to it. And I think it'll be more secure this way. So now's the time to weld because it has no propane in it.
Yeah.
So it's brand new. So I'm gonna let this cool down a little bit. I'm gonna grind this down, see if I need to do any more welding or whatever, and then do the other side.
Okay.
And yeah, that'll do. Okay. So watch it because I'm gonna grind.
Okay.
Okay, Woon, we're done for today on this thing. Alright, so as I mentioned before, this morning we finished the frame. I did not put a cross member here. There is one in the back. So what's going to happen is this will go up against that front wall over there of the compartment. It'll have a 1-inch piece of insulation underneath. And then here it'll have a piece of aluminum going all the way up to the top. Okay? And then back here in the back, it'll go up against the wall. And then what I'm going to do is I will put a bolt here and a bolt here, and the same thing on the other side, and attach it to the floor. So what I did today is I was going to put a piece of metal to add bolts to this thing, but instead I welded it here and on the other side. Yeah, so what I was going to do is I was going to add this up here and then bolt it, but instead that's what I did. Yeah, so there it is. So now we're not going to install this back in here, and the reason we're not going to do that, I'm going to show you. Okay, so it goes in here, and like I said, it'll be up against this wall and that wall, and then here it'll have a partition going all the way up on top, and then the propane will be down here in the bottom, and there'll be a compartment up there on top. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to put a solid piece here with the ventilation on the bottom, and that ventilation will be for the water heater, the air conditioning units that are down there, and the propane, all in one. And the reason that this is not going back in there right now is because I need to slide this water heater back as far as it'll go, so we have a little bit of room here to manipulate and run those. Well, I don't know if you could barely see that white pipe that you see down there. That's for the air conditioning to the back, and there'll be another set coming in through there for the one in the front. So yeah, we'll move this back as far so that we can go ahead and run those things in there, and once they're in place and attached to the wall and anchored down and everything, then we'll work on this thing here. What's going to happen is up here on the inside is a floor, and there's a beam that goes here, and the plywood sitting on top of this. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this so that I can have access to this. And then what I'm going to do is put the elbows on top of this thing and run it back here. This compartment here is where the water will go, so I am going to run it back, and I am going to I think I'm going to add another heat exchanger back here, and that heat can serve as a heater type of thing for the water back here, but that heat exchanger will heat this as it's going down the road. Yeah. I just have to re-look at the manual to see how I'm going to hook that thing up so that it does heat while it's going down the road, and of course heat with the diesel and heat with the electric. All right. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย